problem with Wi-Fi. Just let me check that for you. So we're in a very different location. I don't ever think I did Sunrise Stroll and chat from here. We're walking out on the jetty to the dock for the pilgrim boats that would take tens of thousands of pilgrims, sometimes a day, out here to have an experience on the Sea of Galilee. Here we have the Mount of Beatitudes, so much closer to us than we normally are at Magdala. And then a little over further is Capernaum. We often mention that. Well, definitely not that far over. I can't really see it on the screen somehow. It should be there. Yeah, I think I can see the spot on the screen myself, but it's all hazy there. So here's a beautiful sunrise. Less cloud this morning, less haze. Not really cloud. The last few days we had lots of haze. So this access to the boat dock seems to be blocked here. Let's check it out. And there's Tiberias and Mount Arbel and the cliffs of Magdala, the cliffs of Mount Arbel just above Magdala. So here we are. This is part of the closure, right? The lockdown, look. If you want to see a lockdown, this is a physical lockdown. Hey guys, jumping off is prohibited, so don't let it go into your mind this morning. So here's the lockdown, look at. But there's a sunrise coming, people, and the lockdown is going to finish, God willing. And it's pretty over here. And well, there's still features of lockdown. The airport isn't opened yet for foreigners, but for tourism, but it will be open, God willing, on the 23rd of May. I think that's the date. So then down here you'd have all the pilgrims. This would always be crowded. I never remember this not being crowded. And you'd have 2 or 3 boats here taking in pilgrims and 2 or 3 boats taking out pilgrims. Constant flow. There's a little breeze, so that's stirring the surface of the water. Not much. It also increases the chill factor compared to the temperatures that are normally here. So I'm not sure if these guys are looking for me. We have an appointment with 2 guys this morning. I'm not sure if they'll make it for the live stream. And they're 2 brothers, and they found the Jesus boat, which is in here, in this big center. In case you hear the water sound. Hey guys, you're still on. That's fantastic. That means I could take the phone call and the live stream didn't get cut off. We're going to go over to meet these guys, okay? They have another dock over there. In fact, if you remember when we did the live stream with our teams, we had 2 boats and 2 teams. We went out to film the sunrise and for Mass on the lake during the big pilgrimage, the virtual pilgrimage with Abraham, our father in faith. We went into another dock which is over there, so we're going to walk over there now. These 2 men are getting some grey hair, I imagine, right? Because it's a long time ago since they found the boat. And we'll see them briefly, I think, before we'll hang up. So this is a kibbutz. For those who don't know what a kibbutz is, it's a commonly held residential area and work area by all the members who live there. So a little bit inspired by the communist method in Russia, and it's morphed over the years. It went into a lot of crisis, but the kibbutz are still around. And this shared property, but actually that idea of shared property really comes also from, it's in the Acts of the Apostles. They had everything in common. So let me see what's the best way to do here. I just better go up on this. Well, that's just a path into the building, so let's go around here, see what this will help us. We're used to doing these trails. This is too nice for us. We're used to mountain with wild boar and that, so I don't think we'll have any of that around here. It's not tame enough for us. Oh, I see the guys over there. Just need to watch where I'm walking here. A bit of damp ground there. So people, we got great readings this morning. Philip the deacon is really being led by the Holy Spirit, and he's an old fisherman's boat here. That's nice, isn't it? These guys are artists and sculptors that do stuff as well like this, so I'm not sure who did this one. And so Philip is taken by the Holy Spirit on the desert road. He's taken on the desert road down to Ashdod, present-day Ashdod. That's the name of the place. It's very close to Gaza. And he catches up with this carriage that's going along, and he hears a guy reading Isaiah, and it turns out he is a eunuch of Candace, the queen of Ethiopia. But actually Candace is not her name. Candace is like the Caesar or the king, or it's like a title of power and command. So she's the head dude. In America today you'd probably say the head dude of Ethiopia. All these sculptures along the gardens here. And she's, so this guy is there, he's in her service, but he came to Jerusalem for a pilgrimage. You know, a lot of Ethiopian Jews here in Israel, a lot have migrated here. It's a big story. Also a complex story. Lots of challenges, very different culture, let's say, from the European Jews who came here, the Ashkenazi Jews. People have imagination, don't they? Have your spare wheel up here. It's interesting, the human capacity to always ponder and create. Here's the entrance to the... Oh, I could have gone back here for a second. This is... I just tempted to do something here. Hope you can bear with me. The tourists don't get here in the morning this early to see these kind of things, you know. Although there's a hotel here as well in the kibbutz. And then I show you the entrance here for the Yigal Alon Center. This is where people would go in to get their ticket and see the old boat that was dredged. These guys dredged this old boat from the 1st century, 2,000-year-old boat out of the water. And they were very clever how they marketed this, called the Jesus boat. Actually, they found it down between here and Magdala. So here we go, we'll head across now on the north side of this little bay in a moment. So the state of Israel began with a lot of kibbutz, communities that worked together, supported each other, shared everything in common, almost everything. And everything they earned from their farms and any other work they did was shared, and they budgeted. One of the great advantages of the kibbutz life was that they could do experiments if they were approved by the kibbutz council to experiment some new type of agriculture, some new strain of crops. And if the thing was a dead loss and a total failure, it wouldn't matter because it would matter a little bit, but it would be shared by everybody. The burden would be shared by everybody. Boker Tov. Shalom. So I'm happy to share this view here with you. So we were with Philip and he's going down the desert road. And in a certain sense, this place that was so thriving for tourism is a desert road for the last 14 months. Sometimes we're going down a desert road, you know? And the Spirit can still be taking us along the desert road. And that there are stretches of life that are desert road. You know, the people come out of Egypt, out of slavery, and they're heading to the promised land, and they're 40 years on the desert road. Yeah, we could be a long time on the desert road. And yet God has his plan and he's doing his work while we're on the desert road. So you check out your desert road in a family, your desert road economically, desert road of health, desert road of this lockdown. You know, there's so many expressions of the desert road, but God is doing his plan. And Philip catches up with this guy in his carriage and he's reading Isaiah. Just read the text that he's reading there, you know. Amazing. And now he wants somebody to explain to him what the text means. And there goes Philip, you know. A little bit like Jesus catches up with the two disciples on the way to Emmaus. People catch up with us along the road and explain to us. And the Lord gives grace and opens up hearts. So it's another way of seeing desert roads. Because we figured some things out, you know. Had an extraordinary conversation yesterday after the Sunrise Stroll and chat with that Israeli kid who was on the Israel Trail. Incredible insight the guy has to education today in the Western world and what it's lacking, because he's just finished all that process and, well, he's going to go into college and do more studies, obviously, but quite critical of things that need to be improved, you know, of situations in education that need to be changed. Hey guys, you're not going swimming this morning, so I'm sorry if you brought your trunks. Another little thing I'd like to comment is that the gospel we're reading of John chapter 6 is just around here, you know. Over here, the multiplication of the loaves just another kilometre beyond us, and to Capernaum. So we're in the territory. You know, how often would Jesus have looked at this angle in the morning, the sunrise, his disciples, and he's being revealed. You know, our own life is being revealed to us along the desert road, the meaning of our life. And there's even water along. So maybe that's the little inspiration from this morning. Think about the desert road and how we are in need of help. And the Holy Spirit is working and bringing help. And this is a great chance, a great opportunity, a great gift. And in this path of revelation, Jesus says, and I am the bread of life. He who hungers will never thirst. He who comes to me and eats, he who is hungry will eat, and he who is thirsty will drink. Along the desert way, God provides for us. And Jesus is that provision. To have discovered Jesus, the food of life, There's an echo here of the Book of Wisdom, you know. Wisdom will prepare a rich table, abundant foods, choice rich wines. It's very much in sync with John's Gospel, you know, the Word was made flesh, the wisdom of God, the fullness of God. Here we can also kind of be hitting the limits of human language and understanding the mystery of God, revealing himself to us in fullness and plenitude. And there we just bow before God and adore and worship and thank him. So I hope I'm in the right place. There's one guy here in the little truck, so maybe that's him. There's another guy here, so that's maybe the two brothers. Shalom. מה שלומך?
אני יובל, נעים מאוד.
נעים מאוד, יובל and his brother
הנה, מושלה.
Moshele. אני לא, מה זה מושלה? מושלה זה...
זה משה.
אני מבין. Moshele is like a little affectionate diminutive for Moses.
בדיוק.
But where is the beard of Moses?
דבר עברית.
קצת, אני מדבר קצת עברית. מושלה, נעים מאוד.
הוא מדבר
נעים מאוד.
עם
לאט לאט.
אירופה, עם זה.
לא, פה. עם האנשים פה.
עם האנשים פה?
Yeah.
לא...
No, I know you don't matter, no.
אוקיי. בואו נראה את הסירות.
Okay, let's go and see the boat.
אתה רואה מה? אנחנו חשבנו לקחת אותך עם זה ולנסוע
So these guys found the Jesus boat originally. We'll have to go into that story at some point. I don't know how we're going to handle all the translation, but little by little here today, guys, be patient with this.
זה המזח של קיבוץ גינוסר.
So this is the original port of the kibbutz of Ginosar.
האבא שלנו היה דייג.
Their father was a fisherman.
והוא בנה את זה עם החברים של הקיבוץ, לא לבד, אתה יודע.
So all he and all his friends in the kibbutz built this port. באיזה שנים?
מה?
באיזה שנים?
גינוסר עלתה 1917, 20 שנה, 1948, 1950. 1950.
So in the 1950s.
כן. מאוד חשוב היה שהסירות שבאות, אתה יודע, בלילה תופסים מושטים, תופסים דגים, והם באים בבוקר, שאם באה רוח, שהסירות יישארו, שלא יקרה שום דבר, אז עשו את המזח הזה.
So they at night time they did their fishing and then they were building this in the daytime.
והיום, כן.
You want to go on the bridge? Let's go on this bridge here. Moshele says we have to go on the bridge here, so I have a feeling of being going out on the bridge. אני היה פה לפני חודש לסרט.
רואים מצוין.
תודה. These poor guys had to get up early. They weren't enthusiastic, and I didn't expect them to be here at 6. I told them we could meet at 7:30, but it was great. רגע, פה זה טוב לתמונה שלכם.
כן, כן.
כי יש השמש עכשיו. So we have a nice shot of these two brothers. They found the Galilee. באיזה שנה אתם
1986.
86 they found the boat. So wow, that's כמעט 40 שנים עכשיו.
נכון,
Yeah, 35 years ago.
אנחנו נולדנו כאן, אבא שלנו דייג.
So they were born here.
וכל הזמן חלמנו שאנחנו הולכים בכנרת ומוצאים מה שנפל לדייגים אלפי שנים, 1,000 years.
So they found a lot of the old things, antique things along the lakeshore.
1986,
1986,
הכנרת ירדה.
the sea went down, the level of the water went down.
לפני זה 2 מטר מים, עכשיו חול.
And then it was, when they went down a couple of meters, it was completely sandy, a sandy beach.
והתחלנו לחפש.
And they were there looking
מה שנפל לדייגים לפני
and they found equipment from fishermen from 2,000 years ago.
ובחוף של מגדל מוישלה מצא מטבעות על החול, מטבעות עתיקים.
He found old coins. Moshele found old coins.
ואמרנו, אם יש coins, יש עוד דברים.
And so if they saw there were coins, then there were other things as well.
וכל יום היינו מחפשים, ויום אחד ראינו רומן נייל. כן, מסמר רומי.
So they found a nail, a big nail.
And after 10 centimeter, another one, and another one.
And then they found a series of them regularly spaced, so they figured there was something there.
We clean the sand, we see.
They were cleaning off the sand.
7 meter wood.
And they found 7 meters long wood.
We are find boat.
And they found a boat. That was the famous Jesus boat. These are the guys, people.
Yes.
Let me touch them for you. These are the guys. Yes. So these are the boats. I won't keep walking here because I'd have to walk on water. Yes.
איך שמצאנו גשם, ברקים רעמים גשם, הפסיק הגשם, יצאה קשת.
Yes, the rainbows.
Double rainbow.
Double rainbows.
Double rainbow.
אחרי שגילינו,
אחרי שגילינו.
הסרט. יש פה, there's, sorry, I'm speaking to you guys in Hebrew. Look at this, guys. Let me put the light on in this direction here. So this is the two brothers. So we're going to compare the picture with the reality right now. Just go there beside your brother. So we see these are the same guys here. Okay, we're going to do it.
It's only 40 years.
We're going to do a little Mossad work now to see if they're the same guys. It's only 35 years ago. Okay, so this is the same guys. So I think.
This for you. Okay.
Yeah. So תן רגע לסוף לסרט, okay? So guys, we're going to conclude here today. I'm going to get into like a selfie situation here with the two guys. Okay. So we'll see how this works here. So this is me, but we want to get these guys in here as well. Oh, there we have them. So thank you very much for joining us this morning. It's great to be here at the Sea of Galilee, and Moshele and Yuval want you back here soon as pilgrims. And when you come back, let's organize a little meeting with them. Goodbye. God bless you. See you later, alligators.